What up, though? And welcome to Free for All Friday, man. Y'all know what it is. Welcome to Detroit Lions on the Prowl. It's your lunchtime. It's Free for All Friday. We're going to have some fun. I got Marco Mike in the building. I got Queen of the Prowl in the building. But you know what it is. It's Friday then. Hey, it's Saturday, Sunday. What is Free for All Friday, man? We here to have some fun, talk Lions, and just have a good old time right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. My man, my mellow, get on the mic because you know you eat jello. Say what's up to the people, Micro Mike.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I was just acting like I was frozen, but I really wasn't. Appreciate everyone coming in, man. Let's talk some Detroit Lions football on Friday.
And you see her rocking her Iffy the Great jersey. It's the Queen of the Prowl, Miss Valerie Bordeaux. Good morning, Queen. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm about ready to head into my birthday weekend since my birthday is Monday. So, woohoo!
Ooh, man, she gonna turn a whole 35 on Monday, man. That's what's up.
I'm 21 forever, y'all.
21 forever. All right. Mr. Paul Jarose, Mr. Jazzy himself, saying from the Jazzy one from sunny California. What up, though? What up, though, my dude? Yeah, good morning, Proud Nation. Granzier 12s, good morning. Good morning, Granzier 12. I see you already on that ish this morning, but good morning to you already, Granzier. He had some high octane coffee this AM. Dan Spanos, man, good morning, Dan. What's going on, my dude? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Joseph Austin says, in from the garden, time for a glass of Kool-Aid. Hey, you know what I'm saying? If you just get too much, man, you know we have a 12-step program. We have KA here, Kool-Aid Anonymous. If you just get a little too drunk on the Kool-Aid, man, we'll help you get that 12-step program going right here on the show. All right, we got Brian Silver says, hey, Val, and damn, man, I can't get a hello, Brian. I mean, damn, what I do to you? I mean, good morning to you too, Brian. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. It's time to go ahead and do what? Get into some of this content, man. Some good old-fashioned questions for the doggone panel, you know what I'm saying? And y'all chime in too as well in the chat. So first up is, do the Lions need to sign a free agent defensive tackle to replace John Pennicini? Why or why not? My man, Micro Mike, man, what are your thoughts on the Lions not replacing him so far?
I'm perfectly fine with it because the depth at the defensive line is really strong right now. I think, when you're looking at potentially 53, 55-man roster, he could have been an individual that was not probably going to even make the team because the depth was so good. And if it doesn't work out in training camp, there's going to be players released from other teams when they're cutting down to 53, 55, maybe a veteran or a intriguing prospect, a young player who does the interior defensive line. The Lions could pick up in that spot. Unless there's injuries that happen between now and training camp, I am absolutely fine with the players they currently have on the line.
Okay, good. Hey, Val, what you got? What are your thoughts?
I don't think so either. I don't think that they should. I just don't think they should sign a free agent. They've already got the guys. Look, Aleem McNeil can fill the spot for all it's worth.
Well, Aleem's a starter. Pennicini was his backup, so Aleem was already the starter. Pennicini was the number 2 guy. He was on the depth
You've
chart.
got the guys already on the roster. Just let them do let them do it. You've got enough guys there.
All right, so here's Kurt Steele's 18 cents on this because I'm going to give you 18 cents on it, like 18 bars. Hell yes, I'm concerned. Why? Because he was Aleem McNeil's backup. Aleem McNeil's weighs upwards of 330 pounds. Pennicini weighed 340. Where's the next space eater? Every other defensive lineman on the Detroit Lions are 295 pounds. Can't stop a lot of run games, especially with those big guards and big tackles and centers that they have in the game right now. That absolutely concerns me that they haven't replaced that big body because you took out Aleem McNeil, who's in 330, and bring in Pennicini, who's 340. That's a lot of space eaten up in that middle. And if you go ahead and you switch it to a 3-4 as opposed to be a hybrid type of defense anyway, you lose that nose tackle right there in the middle of that defense. That's the concern for me. People are saying bring in Jayshon Cornell. Jayshon Cornell weighs about 295, 296. Ain't gonna get it done with some of those huge offensive linemen we have lining up at center and guard. That's my kind of like I get what you're saying. I think they're deep at defensive line, but that nose tackle, that backup nose tackle position is not being filled. And I'm a little concerned with the guys we have. They don't have the weight. They need to get in the cafeteria and get in the weight room to get their weight up.
Happy Meals going up. But
yeah,
no, but seriously, do you know how easy it is though for a guy to gain 20 or 30 pounds by the time the season starts? It's been done numerous times.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. But a lot of these guys are used to playing that 4-3 defensive tackle. That they're playing a different technique, so they're gonna have to switch them over to playing that one technique as playing a nose tackle. That's easier said than done. But I get what you guys are saying. And with it being that, I know we're switching to more of a 4-man front, but that's you have a guy like Renee McNeil and a guy like Pennicini on the roster for a reason, to eat space and to help, with those linebackers. You got to put your linebackers when we already know we got trouble at the linebacker position. You're going to put your linebackers in a bad position if you can't eat that space up and have them guys can't get off blocks and or they don't demand a double team at the defensive line. That puts your linebackers, to me, in a bad position where they have to, get in space and make a lot of tackles when they can't get off blocks. So I think
this is a concern I had already, though. I already said that they needed to address the linebacker situation because I don't like Anzalone worth a dime and a dozen. He can go back to with Silent Bob for work. But okay then. You then step up. These guys need to step up. The linebackers need to step up because they sure as hell weren't stepping up enough last year. So let's have all of them step up and trust that McNeil's not going to get hurt.
And you look at some of these, projected depth charts, and we'll have ours coming out. The guys will have ours coming out on probably Wednesday of next week. Projected depth charts. Some people don't have Derek Barnes starting. They have Anzalone and Chris Board starting. That is a concern for me right there because you having a guy who's already have issues with Anzalone, and then you have a guy who's primarily a special teamer coming in to take the starting spot as a linebacker. I don't like that at all. I don't like that recipe for that defensive line and those linebackers. That could be a recipe for disaster. I don't like it at all. Just not at all. But all right, let us know what you think about the defensive tackle position because I know I'm looking in the comments, man. I see what's going on here. Granzier 12 says Lions waiting to see who gets cut from other teams to go out and go from there, especially if they get cut from a team that has known to have a good defensive tackle or nose tackle. Very true. Very.
If it's a good defensive tackle, why are they cutting him? If it's a good one, why are they cutting him then?
There's players out there like Deron Payne from the Washington Commanders that is going on his last year of his rookie deal. They're looking potentially to move him. So if they're in a pinch, they can make a move from that sense. The only thing that really concerns me about Pennicini is now we don't have a great name on the defensive line that penetrates like Pennicini. He's very explosive going through the O. He's very strong. He's very hard. And it's, for me, where do we get that? I mean, we got Jabril Cox, who I thought the Lions should have drafted last year. He's over there in Dallas. Now we lose Pennicini.
Oh, my God.
We don't need any more men with those phallic names. Please let's not do that.
We good with that. Thank you very much. Okay, I got to bring him in, man. Y'all see him? He coming into the panel. Y'all see him. It's Uncle Timmy, the maniac. Tim, what you going on, man? How you doing today?
Waking up from a hangover. Sorry. No.
Oh, man. It's all good.
You're
man.
Okay.
I'm joking.
I gotta ask the maniac before we move to the next comment. Do you think the Lions are making a mistake by not replacing Pennicini on the defensive line as a backup defensive tackle, nose tackle?
No.
Okay.
I think we got who we need on the roster right now, and I don't see anybody that would really take his spot out in free agency at the moment.
Okay. I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're cooking. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Timmy's in the house. Okay. Detroit said they're asking McNeil to attack more this season. I'm reading. I heard that as well. They want him to be more of a run stopper than a pass rushing type of nose tackle this year. He has the athletic ability to be that. The guy's very agile. For a big fella, that guy moves pretty good, so he can get in there and cause some ruckus in the backfield for opposing quarterbacks. Joseph Olsen says the only time you may miss him and it will be the goal line situation. That was the situation I'm talking about. Because you think about this, you can stuff Lee McNeil and John Pennicini down there in the goal line, man. That's some tough sledding to run on them two fellas. You put them guys next to each other down in the goal line. All right, Dr. Detroit says, I have the same hat, Kurt. Hey, man, a lot of people have this one. Actually, they just released a couple of more versions of it. They released the boonie cap, the floppy hat, and they released the snapback on Fanatics. So we'll talk about Fanatics in a minute. And if you go to New Era, you actually can get the fitted version, it's not the flex fit. But I love my hats, man. I got to keep them fresh all the time, man. And we got Grands to us. I hope Micro might get some sound bites queued up. Fatality, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know how he does it, man. You know how he gets down. All right, so you have the snapback too. I think I'm gonna order the snapback as well. I see it on Fanatics, man. I can't have enough, hats. And I love the camo. Being a veteran, you know what I'm saying. I love. Oh, okay, Lies Nation. You got the LNU. You know what I'm saying, in the building. You know what I'm saying? I ain't used to seeing Michael Mack without a hat on. You know what I'm saying?
It looks like a mushroom on top of it.
What's those blue Smurf. Cartoon
Smurf?
Yeah.
Looks just like a Smurf with that, man. All right, I'm sticking with my number. We're going to win 11, going to the playoffs next year, Super Bowl. That's it. John Doe definitely needs to be a part of our 12-step program right here on the show. We have operators standing by to take your calls, man. If you need some help with this 12-step program. All right, let's get to the
I gave him the Kool-Aid, okay? I gave him a sip of my Kool-Aid.
All right.
That's why he's saying that.
Now here's a serious question. Give me your expectations on Jared Goff this season. Baby hands, Goffle, whatever you want to call him. Give me your expectations for Jared Goff this year. Queen, you up first. Give me your expectations, realistically, what you think Jared Goff will do this season.
I expect him to be able to go through his reads, unlike last year.
Okay. Do you think he can have the type of magic he had back in 2018, 13-3, taking a team to the Super Bowl?
I don't know if he's going to go to the Super Bowl this year, but I'll give him the opportunity to get at least a chance to go to the playoffs.
Okay, playoffs. Now, I'm not saying that that's the expectation to go to the Super Bowl, but to have that type of productivity where he can, 4,600 yards, saying 30 plus touchdowns. Can you have that type of productivity this year?
It depends. It just depends. It depends on the other guys too. It's not just him.
Okay, I feel you. I know he is no holds barred because that's why they call him the maniac. Tim, what are your expectations of Jared Goff this season?
My expectations are outstanding. I want to see him. I expect him to realistically to be outstanding. I expect that Ben Johnson and him working together, and with the weapons we have added for him, have been trying to build this team around him now. He has weapons this year. He's more used to the weapons that he was developing last year. So I expect him to be outstanding. I don't want no excuses from him. I want him to go ahead and take the ball in his hands and to go ahead and lead this team, make it his team. That's my expectations on him.
That's, you know what, though? I'm liking what you put. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Timmy. I feel what you're saying, brother. My expectations, before we get to the illustrious Micro Mike, I'll go ahead and step in and give you my thoughts. I think that Jared Goff should be a leader on this team. This is his second year in Detroit. He has really the weapons that are comparable to what he had his first couple of years out there in LA. He's got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's got DJ Chark. He's got his Whoopi, you know what I'm saying? One of the guys who played with him out there in LA, and Josh Reynolds. You know, he's got DeAndre Swift in the backfield, TJ Hawkinson, and he's got a plethora of weapons that at his disposal. My thing is, your offensive line is healed. They come into the season healthy. I feel you, Tim. You don't have any excuses not to play up to par. You should be playing at a Pro Bowl level. You have the weapons. You should be confident. You should be out there leading the team and should be taking charge, you know what I'm saying, kicking butt and taking names. Now, am I expecting him to win a Super Bowl this year? Absolutely freaking not, because we're not at that point yet as a team. But do I expect us to make a reasonable jump in production? Absolutely. I don't want to see the 8 million turnovers. And that's one thing that a lot of people say, well, 2018 was his best year. Man, do you know how many times he turned the ball over that year? 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 12 fumbles. I think he lost like 9 of them.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So,
and if that's his best year, we need to do a little bit better than that, don't you think?
So I would take the production with the yards and the touchdowns, but cut down on the turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I want to see that type of production as far as offensively, you know what I'm saying, getting the points, getting the yards, but cut down on the turnovers, you know what I'm saying? We ain't want to see that, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, he don't want to see Dan Campbell have to keep turning the ball over like that. But we saw how much of a adjustment he had at the end of the year. You remember the last couple of games, he had 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. So that's the type of protection I'm looking at for him, like he had at the end of the year. And then he had at the beginning of the year, he kept coughing the ball up, fumbling, throwing interceptions where he just wasn't comfortable. But he's helping design the offense around him. Ben Johnson bringing him in. Hey, man, what do you do well? Let's build this offense around you and what you can do with your capabilities. So he has no excuse not to be productive this season. All right, with all that being said, I told you I had 18 cents. With all that being said, Micro Mike, my man, what are your expectations of Mr. Baby Hands himself, Jared Goff?
Well, Kurt, man, when I look at Jared Goff, I expect him to win football games. That's the only thing that I want, is to win football games. I don't care about all the stats, in all honesty. There's only one stat I care about. Get to 7 wins. If you get to 7 wins, I'll be pleased. If you do under that, I'm going to be very upset. And I understand it's a whole team game, but we do have weapons here, folks. We got weapons on offense. We look at the wide receivers, the running back, the tight ends, and the offensive line. If he just manages the game, you should get to 7 wins. You don't have to be the guy. You don't have to be like Matthew Stafford was for us for 12 years, having to, make every play. He doesn't have to do that. We got so many weapons that all he has to do is be a Jimmy Garoppolo, and we get to 7 wins. We get to 7 wins. I will be happy. Yeah, that's all. We got a team now to where he doesn't have to be 2018 Jared Goff. He just has to not fumble the game, like you're saying. Turn the ball over and lose us the games. If he just manages it, I'm perfectly happy. Like if we win 7 games and he only threw for 3,000 yards, I'm happy. Like, I'm so tired. Like, we've had stats so many years, quarterback stats and wide receiver stats with Megatron and Stafford is great, but we need to win. That's the only thing.
Amen. I
feel you on that one, brother. I feel you on that one. And I want the coaches on the Lions to put him in the best situation to win and to lead the team. Especially when we talk about the 4th downs last year we went on, especially early in the season. We're 4th down. We're in shotgun. That's not you're not putting him in a position to succeed when you're doing that. 4th down, 1 yard, 2 yards to go. You should be lining that thing up and ramming that ball. You got a big bowling ball guy like Jamal Williams, and now in Netflix or Hulu, whatever you call them this year. Guys that can pound that rock between the tackles, and, you know what I'm saying, and they can run inside, and you should be doing that. And if you're doing that, you're putting him in a position to win. Play action pass, establish that run game, and get him some where he can actually command the team and be a game manager with a solid run game. And he can lead, we could see he can sling the rock because we saw him outduel Patrick Mahomes. We've seen him do it, but you don't want him to have to do it. You want him to be able to just, hand the ball off and play his game, make his reads, and do what he needs to do to win games. Absolutely, Micro Mike. Hey, let's get into some of this chat, man. But before we get into all that, man, hey, we got to pay some bills. Go over to Fanatics.com. I was telling you before, links in the description below. That's where Kurt still gets all his, man, lids and, man, hats. I mean, I got them. I got them. You tell my lion hat, I got them all. I got them all, and I get them right there at Fanatics.com. And go over and check it out, man. Links in the description below. A small portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us go to this content on this channel. Go over to lionsontheproudshop.com. Get yourself some Proud Nation gear. And we migrating that store slowly but surely over to lnushop.com. Go over there. Micro Mike had the hat on earlier, man. He got his respected war shirt on, man. You know what it is. Go on over there, man. It's game day every day over there at lnushop.com. And speaking of LNU, man, hang out with the crew over there in the LNU app. We always got some content going on over there from your favorite content creators. Go over to their YouTube channel, man. You can download the app in the Google, Android, or Apple app stores, or you can go to LionNationUnite.com if you just want to go on your web browser. But it is, and I will say this, the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. And I can't wait to get to that game day chat this year, man. It's going to be some fun stuff, man. And I can't wait to see when we get Penei Sewell out there pulling on a safety or a cornerback, because it's going to be some slow singing and some flower bringing when that big fella getting out there road grading some of those guys on defense. But let's get into this chat, man. Y'all know what it is. We got to hear from the people, because we got to get the people what they want, and I want to be heard like Wes. Mike Gibbs says, I think that he will do better this year, but he is still Goff. Okay. But having Josh Reynolds will help. You know what I call him. Has his whoopee, baby. That's that security blanket. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my man Micro Mike knows all about the whoopee. A soldier got to have his blanket when he goes to the field. All right. Brian Silver says this will never be Goff's team. Okay. I mean, tell me how you really feel. You know what? I mean, with that being said, and I will say this, I never envied the quarterback that came in after Matthew Stafford.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of the fact, the impact that Matthew Stafford is an icon in Detroit. I mean, you have to put it, not just because of what he did on the field, off the field as well, his philanthropy efforts in the community, and he was just a staple here in Detroit. So, yeah,
but a lot of fans also ran him out. Wanted to run him out.
They run him down. Yeah, they shoot.
So, and I mean, you're gonna go do the same thing with Goff too here now. I mean, come on now. At least give Goff the opportunity to
give him a
make
choice,
it.
Man. Dr. Detroit said that. Doctor says, I hope that Goff shocks us and has a few bad games. I think I hope Goff shocks us and has a few bad. You know what though? It's the NFL. You can't any given Sunday you can have a good game or a bad game. You know what I'm saying? I hope he has more good than bad. You know what I'm saying? The Jazzy one, Paul Giroux says Goff has many weapons this year. What a rebuild at wide receiver. Man, that wide receiver room is actually that. Hey, we could put us up against a lot of wide receiver rooms in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? You looking at what we have on paper, man, and the guy people are forgetting about because they're talking about Jameson Williams when he comes back, and you got TJ Chark. The man we ain't talked about yet is the man who is most dangerous, and that's Amon-Ra St. Brown. That dude is an absolute beast. He is a monster. When that guy got going last year, think about the numbers he had in just pretty much half a season last year, because I don't really count the first half of the season. That guy had 900 yards pretty much in half a year last year. I mean, pretty much. I mean, you look at his numbers, that dude can absolutely ball. He's a great route runner. He's a great technician, and he will absolutely run you over. And people don't realize he's the same size as Jamar Chase. They're exactly the same size. And, you see how Jamar Chase really dominated the league last year as a rookie. We just had to get him rolling. And I like what we see. I like what I see out of the sun god, Amon-Ra St. Brown. All right, Eagles will Eagles will be way overconfident. Got to take the NFL by surprise. Week 1, that's gonna be one of our tough. That's gonna be a measuring stick for us starting the season. The Eagles coming in because they absolutely wore our ass out. Like, man, they took us out behind for a field and whooped our ass last year. So that's definitely gonna be man. That was a bad. Man, I think that was the game. I was just like, you know what? I ain't gonna watch the rest of this damn thing. That was a bad game last year. Okay, don't let Brian fool you. He has a poster of Goff in his little man. Somebody got a man crush on Jared Goff, on JG. You know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody got the man crush on Jared Goff. If you got a man crush on Jared Goff, man, just go ahead and do your thing, man. Brian Stover has the man crush on. He wears Jared Goff pajamas to bed every night.
Ooh,
wow!
Whoa! Hopefully, it's not used pajamas by Jared Goff.
No.
The fiance know about it.
No, it's just pitch. It's just pajamas with his picture all over them. That's with Jared Goff's picture all over him.
You slowly walk away from that.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got a question for the panel. Training camp is a little over a month away. They just announced today that the 23rd, the rookies report, 23rd of July, and then 26th is the first 4 day with all the veterans in the building for training camp, man. Who are you paying attention to most in training camp? Who is that one player that you're going to be like, I need to key on him. I want to see what he's going to be doing in training camp. One person who you got, Queen, I see you got the look in your eye like you got something to say. Who is the one player you're going to be watching in camp? Is it going to be Iffy? Iffy the Great? Iffy the Great. Okay.
I'm waiting for him to make his comeback. Watching him make his comeback this year and go strong, and hopefully I will get to see a spear this year. Please let me see a spear this year, please.
Oh, man. She said she wants to see a spear from Iffy. All right. So, my man, Maniac Tim, what's the one player you'll be watching, paying the most attention to in training camp this year?
I'm going to go with Barnes.
Derek Barnes.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that, because I know he's not here to do it. So for Jim, I'm going to really concentrate on Barnes. He's the one player. And of course, I got to say Goff too.
Goff. Okay.
Yeah, because but Barnes and Goff.
Okay. Timmy gonna be watching Barnes for Jimmy up there in heaven. We looking down on us, watching old Derek Barnes, old DB holding it down. My man, Micro Mike. Who is the one player you'll be paying attention the most to in camp?
Jeffrey Okudah. This is his third year. He was injured last year. There's a lot of depth at the cornerback position. This is a make or break year for me regarding Jeffrey Okudah. And if he can come out and stay healthy and continue to grow and be productive, it will be a massive victory for the Lions defense. It would have ripple effects throughout the whole thing. But if he continues to be nicked up or he doesn't grow, it could have negative effects that way, and potentially could be a trade candidate before the trade deadline if he doesn't continue to grow. Because Melifonwu, like Val, he's really showed a lot of promise year one when he had the time on the field. Jerry Jacobs as well, Amani Oruwariye. So I have my eye on Jeffrey Okudah the whole time. So he needs to produce this year, because I could see a situation where if he's not growing, we could trade him for the trade deadline.
I feel you on that one. So my man Micro Mike says Okudah Matana on that one. That's what we're looking at. So we got Val looking at Iffy the Great. You got my man Timmy saying Barnes and Goff, and then you got Jeffrey Okudah Matana by Micro Mike. Who is the one player that your man Kurt Steele is looking forward to seeing in camp and go pay, my eyes on him? Number 32, DeAndre Swift. Can he take that next step to become, people keep saying he can be a top 5 back in this league if he stays on the field. Come on, man. I need you, brother. I need him to step up this year. I need him to stay healthy, stay on the field, and be that promising player because we see flashes of it all the time. When he's on the field, the guy can make plays, but it's just too far in between where he's missing time with some nagging injuries. He's got the challenge from Deuce Staley. Stay healthy, play through injuries, stay on the field. And I want him to see him do that. He's changed his body, has been transformed this offseason. You see, he's more cut, he's more lean. I believe that he's got his body stronger. And I wanted him to take that next step because he's a running back in the NFL. Definitely NFL for the running back position is called not for long because you look at the fruition rate of running backs in the league. They're not in the league long. You have a few guys that can sustain their careers for a few years. They can go 8 or 9 years. Nobody is ever, you will never see another guy like an Adrian Peterson play that long in the NFL at that production level. But I want to see that young fella stay on the field. I want to see what he can do. We got a healthy offensive line, and he's the number one back this year. You got to look at last year. They were pushing Jamal Williams was the number one back. No, DeAndre Swift is the number one back. He's coming into camp as the number one option at running back number one. So he's my guy I'm paying close attention to in camp. Can he stay healthy during camp and be healthy at the start of the season? Now, we told y'all who we looking at. We want to hear who y'all want to look at. Who are you guys? Who are you guys taking a look at, paying attention to? You know what I'm saying? Paul Giroux says Rams jammies. Okay, man, crush on Goff. Hey, not likely, nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he's a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? Dan Spano says he has Goff. He has Matthew Stafford jammies. Okay,
Joseph Osteen is saying he's looking at Hutch.
Okay, Hutchinson. You know what though? We haven't talked about the young fella. Looking at Hutch. You know what I'm saying? Hutch is in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? That young fella, he does have a lot of promise. And people are, hey, man, he's doing good in camp. Well, shit, he's a number 2 overall pick. He should be
doing good.
I mean, he should be doing good. Yeah. That's the one thing that's not really for me. I'm not really watching him because he should be doing what he needs to be doing. We drafted you high to be that good of a player. And that's why a guy like Mike is watching Jeffrey Okudah because of how high he was drafted. Yeah. And what he's supposed to be at the cornerback position. Grand 012 says Barnes platoon. Okay. All right. We got another one. Concentrate on seeing how Okudah is doing. Okay, another one. Definitely Okudah. All right. Which Lions cheerleader would Maniac Tim be watching the most?
Oh, Maniac Tim, man.
Maniac Tim. Do you know their names, Tim? You got a favorite one?
No. I don't know.
Okay. We'll come back to that. You have to think about it. All right. Can you see Okudah moving to safety? You know what, Miles Gibbs? We have answered this question a lot. A lot of people have said move him to safety because of his size and his tackling ability. But right now, the Lions have no plans on moving him to safety. I'd have moved his ass to safety last year, but that's just me.
I'd have moved his ass to the trash bin, but that's just me.
I love Jerry Jacobs. He actually answers my DMs on Twitter. You know what? Jerry Jacobs is very personable on Twitter.
Hey, Dan, bring him on the show. Have him come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Get up on here.
Have him come on, man. We love to have him on, you know what I'm saying? Right, especially right now when he's out of – they're not doing anything right now. Have him come on, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, Grand 012 says all of them. You know what I'm saying? Okudah. You know what I'm saying? Okudah is that. Oh, that's a hot name right now. Looking at the play calling and situational execution, I like that. I think that Dan Campbell is going to be working closely with the OC Ben Johnson on that stuff and to see how it goes. That's actually one thing they've been working on in camp is situational football and situational drills. So they've been doing a lot in the all-season program. They did it a lot. So that's all good. All right, Iffy Q. My man Q says, Mr. Anderson, saying depends on what day of the week it is. He agrees with Val. He says iffy. Man, one of our favorite names on the show. I know Jim used to love this name. Kool-Aid and cornbread.
Cornbread. Hey, it's been a while. I love that name too. It's one of my favorites.
Man, one of our favorite people, man. Definitely on the show. Bless you, Mike. Okay, there you go.
Sneezing, yep.
Yeah, so I saw you sneeze, man. Definitely.
And Dan also said he was looking at all of the cheerleaders too. So
okay.
Hey, they're numbers to me. I like number one. I like number two. Hey, 3, come over here.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, man. Hey, if you want to hang out with us, man, on your favorite social media platforms, man, you can find myself, Kurt Steele. You can find Val. All of us are over there on Facebook, man. You get the Maniac Tim's over there hanging out. You can follow the show page over there on Facebook. Follow the show on Twitter at LOTP14. On Twitter, we have a Detroit Lions on the Prowl Instagram page. You can go over there, check that out. And we'll be revamping the website, Detroit Lions on the Prowl, real soon. And we will be getting back into the TikTok game, man. And you will be able to go live with your man, Kurt Steele, hang out on TikTok with me for a little bit, man, and talk some Lions football and just have a good old time, man, And, if you don't do the Gold Members thing, that's another way you can connect with me right there on TikTok, man. Just, hang out and have some fun. So we'll be doing that coming to you real soon, man. Now it's time to get back into some of these questions, man, because player candidate of the year for the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go to Micro Mike first on this one. Give me your breakout player candidate for the Lions this year.
I've been saying Jared Goff. I think he's gonna have a breakout year. I think he's gonna have a much better season than he did last year because of the weapons around him and the offensive line. It looks to be intact and with a good running game. When you have all those weapons around you, you're going to be able to efficiently distribute the football the right way and not have to be the guy. He does not have to do crazy plays, and that's going to result in good stats for him and wins. I think we do get to 7 to 8 wins. For me, if he can't have a breakout year after last year, then everyone should know he's not the guy because we're talking about Jamison Williams, DJ Shark, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond. You look at the whole freaking thing there, Cephas, Swift, offensive line. It's all right there for him. The food is made. It's out of the microwave. He's got the fork. He's got the spoon. He's got the drink right there. All he has to do is start eating away and drinking away, and he should have a breakout year.
Freak, man. Look at Mike talking about microwaves. I'm talking, man, I'm just loving it. I'm loving it today. All right, Timmy. Well, who is your breakout player candidate for the Lions this year?
Since Mike did take Jared Goff, I'm going to say Aiden Hutchinson. I'm sure he's going to bring a lot of pain to the other team's quarterbacks. So I'm really looking for that. I'm looking for our defense to be a lot stronger because of him. I'm looking for a lot more pressure on that quarterback, a lot more tackles on the running back. So Aiden Hutchinson is going to be my breakout player.
Oh, who did you say? What his name is? What that boy name is? His name is who? Aiden Hutchinson. He said Hutchinson. Yes. Hutchinson. That's his pick. That's his pick for today, man. You know what I'm saying? I got the gear and flavors, man. Y'all know, man. Y'all don't mind me. I got a whole Fanatics in here. But all right, Val. Who is your breakout player?
Well, of course, I would like to recommend Iffy, of course, but I have another one choice in mind as well. Aleem McNeil. I want to see Mini Fridge pull off a refrigerator Perry move with minus the oxygen. That's what I want to do.
Okay. I was thinking about Aleem McNeil myself, but I'm gonna go with the guy I said earlier, DeAndre Swift. I think he's gonna stay up to the challenge, stay healthy, stay on the field, and with the revamped offensive line and the way that the Lions will approach the run game, like the same way they did at the end of last year, he should have a really good season. You already know he's a beast out of the backfield catching the ball, and he can run the ball, so I think he should have a good year. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong, saying he can't run between the tackles, can't run inside. He can run inside. You have to look at, and what makes him dangerous and multifaceted. If you follow his career at Georgia, he started in a slot playing. That's where he played in a slot a lot at Georgia before he got in there. Because look at all the guys in front of him. Todd Gurley and Nick Chubb and all those guys in front of him at Georgia. So he had to find a way to get on the field. So he played slot until he can get on the running to be to play running back. And he's one of the most productive running backs in Georgia history. So we can get him healthy and stay on the field. DeAndre Swift should have a breakout year and be one of the top running backs in the league this season. So that's what you get from your man, Kurt, right there. All right, let's get back into these comments, man, because y'all know what needs to be done, man. Man, I already know that. Okay. Micro Mike, you had a comment right in here, man. Somewhere to say. Okay. Hey, Micro Mike eats cereal with a fork.
I don't eat cereal. I don't eat cereal. I if I eat breakfast, it's gonna be bacon, eggs. I'm gonna make something good. I don't eat cereal.
I don't eat breakfast food for breakfast. I eat breakfast food for dinner. I'm weird.
That's not weird. That's good sometimes.
We have made, you know what I'm saying, some bacon and eggs and pancakes for dinner before. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Brian Stover says, Dr. Detroit, Will Levis, quarterback out of Kentucky. Man, Brian Stover is on the Will Levis hype train, man. I think he's conducting that train because he's hit me up several times on Will Levis. I mean, we'll see how the season goes. But you know,
I have expectations for Levis. I'd love to get him in the draft. You know, like I was saying, I said Jared Goff's gonna have a breakout year. Because the expectations for him in the NFL is to rank 31. I expect him to be a, probably 16 to 20-ish quarterback. That's a breakout candidate for me. Doesn't mean that he's the future quarterback. Will Levis has the prototypical size. He's got the arm strength, big body, kind of Josh Allen-ish. So if he has a good season this year, if the Lions could get their hands on him, I'd like it.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Okay, he says, Joseph Osteen says, Houston comes from nowhere and wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Man, that would be a shock. That would be a shock. I hate to say it. I'm not saying the kid can't play football because the kid can play. He's a very versatile guy at linebacker. Switched from an interior linebacker at Florida to an outside edge rusher at Jackson State. But he's one of those guys that if you put him in and you make sure you coach him up right, the guy can play. I'm not sure about that Rookie of the Year thing, but okay. I mean, I'm going to have to say no.
I would wonder what the betting odds is that if you put $1 on it and if he does win, you get $1 million.
You would get a big prize, big prize on that one. I need a Saint Raw shirt. Okay, yeah, I need to say, I have a 14 jersey and people saw me wear it last year, but it says Steel on the back. It has my name. People were thinking it was Amon-Ra St. Brown because it's a 14, but my birthday is January 14th, so it's a 14. So if you see me wearing it, I'll give him some love on the front with the 14, but on the back, it's all your boy Kurt Steele. Yeah. All right. On defense, I got to go with my boy Malcolm in the middle. Rodriguez, no instant pressure, can learn, get quality time, and slow riser. You know what? I like the plan they have for him. They want to start him off on special teams and kind of bring him into the defense. You're not, giving him so much responsibility as a rookie inside linebacker. So let him, mature naturally into the defense. And you never know, what I'm saying? Maybe a year or two, he is taking over that, in the interior of the defense, calling the places. He is a green dot. You hear a guy like a Kelvin Shepard saying that he's ahead of a lot of third-year players, but I don't want you to push him out there as a rookie and think he's ahead of some third-year players. Let him mature into that role and become it's kind of hard to come into the NFL right away and be a starting middle linebacker. You know what I'm saying? That's not an easy task. So definitely one of those things. All right. Let's get into some questions. You know what I'm saying? We got another question for the panel before we take questions from you. Get your questions ready for us so you can put them in the chat. All right. What player that most think is a roster lot that you feel will not be on the team this year? That's a good one. Who do you think? Most people think that he's just going to be a lock for the roster, and next he's not on the team this year. That's a hard question for y'all. And I can answer in the chat as well. Queen, who do you think that will be a surprise cut for the Lions this year?
I don't know, but I sure as hell hope it's Anzalone. I just can't stand Jay from. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't.
Okay, so she's going with the pizza man, Alex Anzalone. You know what I'm saying? The Italian.
Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah.
All right, Micro Mike. Who do you think will be a surprise cut this year for the Detroit Lions?
I'm really hoping that I'm trying to speak it into existence, but Tim Boyle. I'd love for him to be a surprise cut. He's done.
I don't think he's a surprise cut. I think he's a shitty cut.
He's been like they made him back up last year in the David Blau. They just refused to put Blau in that position. So I'm really hoping that they're like, you know what, this just ain't working out, and you're gone because we can't have this. I'm hoping. I'm speaking to an existence.
So he got Tim Boyle as his surprise cut. I would take that all day. Going from one Tim to the other. All right, Maniac Tim, who will be a surprise cut? So everybody think he's going to be on the roster, and all of a sudden he's out of the Detroit.
Wow. Man, you guys took the two that I had.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
That's a hard question, right? That's why I picked the hard question.
I know you did.
Hard-hitting journalistic value right here on Detroit. You're getting it right here on Detroit Live.
Okay.
Hard-hitting questions for the panel.
Oh, boy. Iffy. No, that's not going to happen.
Oh,
I'd be upset about that one. I'd be upset about that one.
I knew I'd get her going. That's why I said that.
It'd be some slow singing, some flower bringing up here, Tim.
Oh, boy. I'm going to go with Anzalone, too. I'm sorry.
Anzalone. Yeah. Okay, Anzalone is a surprise cut this year.
Because he's full of baloney. No.
Okay, so who would not be on the team right now? It would be a absolutely shock. Let's see here. Can't be anybody that's got big money because they ain't gonna get rid of them.
Right.
I'm going to go. It would be a surprise. It would be if they cut Swaggy from the team this year. That will be a huge surprise, but
that would be huge stupidity. But
you know, if they're trying to go toward a youth movement, you look at how young they're getting. That's the long guy in the tooth, especially in the backfield. You have a guy like a Craig Reynolds that they kept around. So. And they drafted, and they got the undrafted free agent and Greg Bell. You have Jamar. They're deep at running back. So if there's one position for me that they could take a chance on and cut the guy, it could be Jamal Williams. He's a little bit older guy. They can look at him and say, hey, maybe we want to go ahead and move on from you. Save some salaries got space. So that's my guy, Jamal Williams. All right, guys, let's get to the chat. Do I want them to cut Swaggy? No. No, I'm not saying that at all. So don't come at Kurt saying, you want to cut Williams. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it will be a surprise.
Send your complaints to P.O. Box. We don't give a
All right, so I think Davis is going to be a surprise to some people. Okay.
I expect him to get cut.
He's an expectation.
Yeah, Jared Davis, a lot of people expecting him to be cut. I don't know if he gets cut. I don't know. Or Boyle is not a surprise.
I don't know. If you watched last year, they stuck with him the whole time.
I will say,
but they're only sticking with him because because Goff is all they have. And if anybody if he goes down in any way, they got to have a couple of guys in the background to keep up with it.
I don't know if he has something on Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes, but this dude's gonna be here, man. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, he's got a secret microphone or something going on.
I know.
Like I got the surveillance footage for you doing something shady. I don't know. Paul Jerome says those aren't surprises.
He caught Dan Campbell in the shower. I don't know. I
have no idea, man.
Conspiracy theories and lines on the prowl. Okay.
It's hard, Micro Mike. That's what she said. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, Jamal Williams. You know what? Swift will be a huge man. Swift ain't going nowhere. He's the number one guy coming in. Maniac Tim, the poet. You know what I'm saying? All right, Cap Ice Cold. What's going on, man? He in the building. What's good, fam? Been a minute. But wanted to show some love. We appreciate that, brother, right here on the show, man. It's always good to see the brother Cap Ice Cold hanging out with us, man. It is all good. I have a few rants on Lions Nation Unite. Yes, go over there and check out my man Q David Anderson over there on LNU, man. He gave you the business, straight to it and straightforward, man. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of like get into answer some questions. You know what I'm saying? Say what you guys want to think, man. What anybody got something on the panel that they want to get out their chest about the current state of the Lions? You know what I'm saying?
So we did a segment last night on LNU, and it's a great debate. It was Chrissy versus Herm, and I'm on the Chrissy side about how there is some rigging going on with referees. I feel like the referee's a little bit biased, and if it seems to be at the most inopportune time, a flag is thrown screwing the Detroit Lions. We can go through history. So my question to you, Kurt, Tim, and Val, do you think that there is some sort of a bias out there? Because if you look at every single team, I've seen the stats, the Detroit Lions are the most flagged team the last 10 years. Not even close. They're 32 in the NFL. And to me, that's a stat that shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm on that bandwagon. I think if there is an innate bias for the Lions, and I think it's one of those things, they don't respect the Lions, so they'll give the call to the Lions more often than not. I believe that 100%.
I believe that there's a bias. I'm not saying necessarily direct against the Lions, but I believe in the entire NFL that the referees have their choice of who they want to win that game, and that's going to be who it's going to be.
And if you look at it as a business too, what's better for business? What could be which teams win? I mean, you hate to think of it that way. It's also, it also could be too, like they're not going to let the Lions win on my watch. You know, the certain individual refs. I mean, there's been some talk about maybe even some bad blood between the NFL from when they wanted to expand, and the Fords didn't want them to expand, so maybe some repercussion from them, and also from wanting to take away the Thanksgiving Day's game from us.
One of Jim's favorite phrases was always "controversy creates cash."
Yes.
And right there, if you guys are, and as soon as the Lions get screwed over, what he has, all the Lions fans are on there just look at the, and you're creating media attention based off of that. So that why not continue that, because that's only creating more income streams and everything and media attention coming into the NFL, because the NFL, the referees are being shady behind the scenes in the in the sport betting world, in the media attention. All of that is different avenues for them to create cash, because the referees are having a bias on certain teams.
Okay.
The outcome of a season changed so many times with the Golden Tate non-touchdown. You'd have been 3-0 with the Calvin Johnson scoring the touchdown.
Right.
Would have started 1-0 with the Dallas pulling the flag up. Probably could have got our first, postseason win in some time. Thanksgiving Day game, knee down. Did not get overturned. The playoffs were the Saints, where there was a fumble right before halftime in 2011. They said no, it was not a touchdown, even though it should have been a touchdown. They just turned the ball over. So many things in the Monday night game.
The Seattle game.
Seattle game, getting the ball out of the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Most inopportune times.
I mean, Stafford would have had playoff wins if it wouldn't have been for some of these bad calls with Detroit.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. We got a question from my man. Go ahead.
And actually, non-calls too against the other teams. That's one thing Jim was really, if you're going to call, if you're going to call holding on one team, and the other team is, and not on the other team, and they are holding just as much, that can cause changes too.
Okay, we got a question from my man Kool-Aid and Cornbread. It says, question: do you think Pimpleton could win a spot instead of Raymond? They seem like the same type of player. Well, Mike, let's see if we can get this one.
I think they like Khalif Raymond quite a bit. I think he's going to make the roster. I almost feel like it's a lock at this point. I think it's more of Cephas. But I think Pimpleton will make the practice squad.
Yeah. I'll go.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Mike on that one. I'm agreeing with Mike on this one.
Yeah,
I think Pimpleton's a practice squad guy. I mean, they've already have enough lock in that position. I don't think Pimpleton will. Not this year. Not this year.
All right, Dr. Trey says, I hate the ref whining, but it's all true. However, when you have the players, the NFL wants to showcase that all gets watched. You have so many, like the year with the COVID year, everyone else got rescheduled, but Tom Brady was going to be on that, was going to play in that game against us, and that's what they made sure they wanted to have him on TV, whipping our ass one good time. All right, so Detroit D says, what up, though, Pride family? What up, though? What's going on, my man? How's it going? It's all good. Actually possible if he really outperforms Raymond in training camp.
That's
gonna have to raise the bar.
Really.
Pimpleton's gonna have to. He could be really up there if he outplays Raymond, because Raymond, actually, this from his play last year, he earned a spot on the team. Because you look at what he did in the first part of the season, not just returning but receiving. He was a very vital part of our receiving core last year. So, I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but all right. Detroit D says, is this a make or year break for Swift? I think it is. I think he has to stay healthy. He has to stay on the field. He has to stay on the field. You got to look at that. So I would say it is. I would say it is. Brian Silver says Green Bay always gets the call in their favor for some reason. Just because they have the most hated golden child on their team, and what I'm saying,
controversy creates cash.
A-Rod, what I'm saying, out there in Green Bay. So it is what it is. All right, now it's time for final thoughts for today's show, man. I want to thank everyone in the chat for coming in and hanging out with us right here on Detroit Lions on the Proud, man, for a Free for All Friday. It's always love. It's always so much fun talking Detroit Lions football with you guys and having you guys comment in the chat. And what I'm saying, it's always good to interact with our Pride family, Proud Nation family right here on the show. My man, Mike, what are your final thoughts for today's show?
Hey, appreciate you letting me hang out, talk some Detroit Lions. We're a month away from training camp. Right now, we're in the lull period. So enjoy the calm before the storm, because it's about to get very, very crazy here. In about a month, nonstop Lions news and everything taking place.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Timmy, step to the mic and tell us your final thoughts.
Okay, my hope for this year is that I can really bring out the maniac during the games and see the Lions go ahead and kick some ass under the leadership of Jared Goff, and also DeAndre Swift just going ahead and opening up that offense.
Okay, my man Tim said, I'm going to put my foot down on this thing, and I want to see this happen. All right, Queen of the Proud, give us your final thoughts for today's show.
I mean, like Mike said, we're about a month and a half away from things really heating up. We're going to be doing a lot of things. I know it's been kind of rough for us here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl over the past few months, but we are actually gearing up behind the scenes. We're going to be bringing you lots of good stuff this upcoming season. So you guys, I cannot express my deepest gratitude for you guys' patience, understanding, and support even all through this process, because we've faced immense challenges here behind the scenes. But we're ready to now move this thing full blast forward and bring you guys lots of great stuff. So we also have another new way you guys can support us. You may not see it right now, but after any of the lives or premieres are over, we have what's called Super Thanks. There's going to be a little thanks next to the like, subscribe, and whatever. Those, when you can leave a comment and support us just like you do with Super Chats. So you can And those will especially highlight. You can give us a financial gift if you want to support the show, and that comment, and we will be special featuring those comments on the next shows. So if you want to support us that way, that just click on the thanks button and leave a comment, and we'll make sure that gets on the show. Other than that, have a great weekend. I know I will. I'm going to be turning it up. So, woot woot, let's go.
All right. Hey, and happy early birthday to you again, Val, turning 24 again on Monday. All right. Definitely for everyone in the panel, again, like it has been a challenge, but we are driving on ahead, saying we got to keep this thing going. Not just for us, but for Jim and his vision, his love for you guys, Detroit Lions fans, and just the Proud Nation family. So we're going to keep this thing rolling. And for me, I'm going to want you guys also to have a good weekend. Be with the one you love. And if you can be anything in this world, please be kind. We joke a lot, we rib each other, but at the end of the day, a kind word can make the difference in someone's life. Someone could be having a bad day, and you could change our whole outlook on life just by saying one kind word to them, asking how they're doing, opening the car door, opening the door to a store, or just helping someone get something off the shelf when you're going grocery shopping. Sometimes a little small gesture goes a long way. With all that being said, man, thank you again for joining us right here on Detroit Lions on a proper Free for All Friday. You know how the song goes. It's Friday, then hey, it's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Free for All Friday, man. Make sure you join us next week, Monday and Wednesday, for our tape shows, and again for Free for All Friday. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to do for your boy Kurt Steele. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For the panel, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.